Hi lovely people and welcome back to Tarot with Nia. Well, today I'm going to do the weekly reading for the week commencing the 19th of January 2026. And we're going to have a look at the energy of the week. We're going to have a look at the challenges that we might come across this week. And we're going to have a message of advice from Spirit to finish the reading. So welcome in Spirit. So today I'm using the Wandering Star deck. And Spirit, can we please have the energy of the week for our lovely group here on YouTube today. The energy of the week commencing the 19th of January, please, Spirit. Ooh, and that wanted to come out. Okay. And what's come out is the Seven of Wands. Now, this card talks about determination, okay? Keeping at something, carrying on with something, okay? You might have come across challenges, or you might be coming across challenges this week, okay? But the advice here and the message here from Spirit is that you need to stay determined. Keep your position in whatever is going on, okay? Don't be deterred from doing something. Don't feel like you have to back down here, okay? This is the card of determination. So this week you need some determination, okay? And I feel like you've got this energy this week. You've got this energy of being determined. You're not going to get pushed around this week, okay? That's what this card is about. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Let's have then, Spirit, the challenge for the week. What's the challenge for the week commencing the 19th of January, please? Okay, and your challenge this week is the Five of Cups. So this is telling me there's something at the moment that you might be grieving, you might be feeling sad about, you might be feeling perhaps even a little bit anxious and upset about, okay? There's this feeling of loss, this feeling of grief this week. And this coming up in your challenges tells me that Spirit's telling you here that you need to, if you can, not fall into this feeling, okay? Not let this grief you're feeling dictate to the rest of your week this week, okay? Because this week you need to stay determined, okay? And the message here is don't let this grief beat you this week, I feel. Yeah, so this card coming up in your challenges, it tells me don't let this grief or loss you're feeling this week dictate the rest of your week, okay? Because you do need to show this courage. You do need to stand your ground on something this week, okay? Thank you, Spirit. Let's have then, Spirit, your message of advice for the week, please, for our lovely group here on YouTube today. Your message of advice for the week commencing the 19th of January. Oh, okay. And your word of advice for the week is the Death card. I know some people can get a bit scared when they see the Death card, okay? 99.9% of the time it doesn't mean an actual death here, okay? It actually means a transformation. It actually means a rebirth this week. So something you're going through this week is causing you to stay determined, okay? You're feeling grief, but your challenge is not to let that grief rule you this week, okay? Don't let that grief take over this week. Because there's a transformation coming. Spirit's telling me here, okay, that there's a transformation coming for you. And it's important that you let this happen this week, okay? This transformation is very important for you. You're going to change this week. You're going to change your outlook, I think, on life this week, okay? Spirit's telling me that. You're going to change your outlook and you're going to transform. It could be something simple like changing the way you dress. You might transform into a different type of person. Maybe I feel like some of you are becoming more authentic this week, okay? You're understanding things a bit more. You're not letting grief spoil everything for you. You're not letting that rule your life this week, okay? And this Death card tells me that you're going to be transforming in such a positive way, okay? So let it happen. Let the transformation happen here, okay? Because this is all talking about new beginnings. The Death card brings a new beginning, okay? A new way of living, a new way of life, or a new you in some ways, okay? Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to get some clarifiers on these now, and then we'll have a look at the entire reading a bit more detailed. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please have a clarifier for the Seven of Wands, the energy of the week of the 19th of January, please? Seven of Wands, clarifier for the Seven of Wands. Okay. So the clarifier for our Seven of Wands is the Ace of Swords. Now, this tells me there's a new opportunity coming in for you here, okay? The aces bring new opportunities. And the Ace of Swords is a very clear-cut new opportunity coming in for you here, okay? So by you standing your ground, by you being determined this week, it's going to bring you in this new opportunity, this new clear opportunity, okay? So it could be that maybe you're standing your ground in work over an issue, okay? And a new opportunity is going to come out of that for you because you've stood your ground. So somebody might see this week, or there might have been an issue in work, okay, but they see you now, you're determined, and they see you, oh, this person could be a leader. So there could be an opportunity here coming in for you to step up in your company or your role somehow, okay? The same with business. You might find you've been determined over something this week to achieve something, and it's brought you clarity on this new opportunity. Maybe there's a new path you're going to go down with your business, that kind of thing, okay? So that kind of clarity, that clear-cut opportunity is coming in for you due to you being determined and stepping up to that challenge, okay? If some of you are meeting a challenge this week, then I'd say that challenge is bringing you in a new opportunity here. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Let's have now a clarifier for this Five of Cups, for this challenge. What's the challenge for the week and why is it Five of Cups? Oh, okay. This is happening to me so much at the moment, okay? This is Spirit telling me, Nia, I told you what the message was. Listen to me, because I'm telling you again, okay? So we're clarifying the Five of Cups with the Five of Cups. So this tells me Spirit's saying, look, I've said what this collective's challenges are for this week. It's to not let grief rule the week. Not let grief take over this week, okay? And stay determined. So Spirit's really giving me a little kick here to say, tell them it's about this, okay? So please don't let any loss you're feeling, any grief you might be feeling, control you this week, okay? Don't let grief take control this week. You can feel it, okay? Don't be afraid to feel feelings. It's really important that you do feel feelings, okay? But don't let those feelings control you. And don't let those feelings impact everything in your life. Because there are good things coming in your life, okay? Because you've got this Death card here, which is your transformation. It's that new beginning for you, okay? Thank you, Spirit. And yes, we get the message, Spirit. Thank you. Okay. Could we please have a clarifier, Spirit, now for the Death card? And, if you want to give me the Death card again, Spirit, that's fine. Clarify the Death, please. Clarify the Death. Oh, and we're not. Oh. And what we've got is the Wheel of Fortune, but in the reverse. Okay. So if the Wheel of Fortune was this way around, I'd say it's the end of a cycle for you. It's a new beginning again. There's a new beginning feel here. And things could be turning in your favour. The fact that it's come out in reverse is telling me maybe you're not ready to take this to the next step, whatever this is, okay? Maybe you're feeling like, it's not your time at the moment to make this change, okay? And that's the word of advice from Spirit. The word of advice from Spirit here is let this wheel turn the right way round, because then that'll bring you luck. It can bring you fortune. This transformation will be a positive one, okay? So this coming up as your word of advice for this week in the reverse, I'd say, believe that this transformation is for your own good, okay? Don't be afraid to make the transformation. Don't be afraid to take that step forward. This is what this is telling me, okay? Spirit's telling me, don't be afraid. You're not going to end up less fortunate by making this transition or transformation, okay? You're afraid of it, okay? Spirit's telling me you're afraid of it. You're afraid of this transition. But there's no need to be afraid, okay? You do need to take that step this week. And I'd say here as well that this wheel isn't turning yet, okay? Because you're fearful of the change that's about to happen, okay? But as soon as you make that transition, as soon as you make this change, okay, whatever it needs to be in your life, then this wheel will turn round and you will have the fortune, you will have the luck that you desire, okay? Your luck will change as soon as you make this transition. Okay, that's the message there from Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so let's have a look at this. If we're looking at this from a business or career point of view, I would say you need to stay determined this week, okay, in your job or career. If there's an issue that crops up, you stand your ground this week, okay? You're clear about what's right this week, what's right in this situation, okay? And due to your standing up for yourself, showing that determination is going to bring in a clear new opportunity for you here, and you're going to see clearly that opportunity and you need to take it. Because if you notice here, the hand is coming out to the cloud, so anything that was cloudy in your life is suddenly going to become clear, and it's going to bring you in this new clear-cut opportunity. Okay, so keep your eyes open for that this week. We couldn't have had a clearer message for a challenge, okay? We need to not let grief or loss or the fear of loss of something control us this week. So in a business or job point of view, it could be that we're standing our ground and we might be fearful of losing our job because of it, okay? But what Spirit's telling me here is that you don't need to fear that, okay? You need to stand your ground because a new opportunity is coming in for you in your business or in your career. And you don't need to be fearful of what you're losing here, okay? Because what's coming is better. What's coming is going to be so different with this death card, okay? Like I say, some of you may be changing career completely, okay? Some of you may be starting a new business completely, okay? Letting the old one go because maybe it's not bringing in as much money as you wanted. It's not bringing you the joy it once did, okay? Maybe it's time for you now to let it go. And you're not ready to do it, okay, with this Wheel of Fortune reverse. You're not ready for this transition. But as soon as you make this transition, then your Wheel of Fortune, your luck, your just everything, okay, your joy, everything will come because you've made the decision to transition, to change, to make that difference, and then your Wheel of Fortune will turn around the right way. Okay, don't be resistant to change this week. So in your job, in your business, you need to just make the decision and move on, okay, and change things. Okay, big message of change in here this week. If you're looking at this as love or relationships, I would say stand your ground over an issue this week. And it'll bring in a new opportunity for you to grow, whether that's in your relationship or if you're looking for love. I'd say stand your ground over your principles and everything that you believe in. Don't give up what you believe in just to have somebody else, you know, just to have, maybe there's somebody you're interested in but they want things from you can't give, or they can't give you what you need, or maybe they haven't got the same interests as you, that type of thing, okay? And stick to your values, stick to your principles here, because a new opportunity will come in for a new love here, okay? I know, you know, the Ace of Swords isn't about love, okay? But it's about new opportunities. And if we're looking at this as from a love or relationship point of view, a new opportunity will come in, okay? And like I say, if you're in a relationship, maybe you need to look at things a little bit differently now. And new opportunities will come in, okay? Maybe to improve things in your current relationship. You might be feeling a sense of loss. You might have lost someone in your life recently, okay? And you might be feeling in this deep, deep grief at the moment. But Spirit's telling you here, there is hope moving forward. So please don't let this grief consume you, okay? Don't let this feeling of grief consume you this week. because there is a transformation, okay? You're going to change things. Maybe, like I said, some of you are going to change your appearance, and that's going to attract a different type of person, okay, if you're looking for love. And maybe you're just going to change the way you do things in your life. That's going to change your relationship if you're in one, okay? And then this Wheel of Fortune will, once you make that change, this Wheel of Fortune will turn from the resistance card that we've got here at the moment into the luck and fortune and the moving on to a new stage card, okay? Lovely, thank you, Spirit. If we're looking at this for health, I would say stay determined this week on health matters. Okay, some of you might have started going to the gym, you might have started, or you might be doing a dry January, maybe this week you're feeling, oh, I don't know if I can carry on with this. Stay determined, okay, because you'll feel good at the end of it. And it'll bring in a new opportunity for you. So you might find your health improves greatly by what you're doing at the moment in this week, okay? And okay, you're feeling the loss of something. Maybe some of you have given up smoking, okay, and you're feeling, oh, you're really feeling the loss of it now. It's like that little bit of time out, or that little just break every now and again, okay, to go and have a cigarette, and you don't get that anymore. You're feeling that loss, and you're feeling that loss of space, perhaps. That, okay, things like that you might be feeling the loss of, but Spirit's telling you here, don't let that loss consume you this week, because what you're doing is right here, okay? And then health-wise, death won't mean death, okay? Death won't mean death. But it'll be death of the way maybe you're doing something with regards to health, okay? So this is telling me you're starting a new regime. You might be starting a new way of eating. You might be starting a new way of exercising this week that will improve your health, okay? And yes, you're a bit resistant to start it, okay, with this Wheel of Fortune reversed. But as soon as you do start it, as soon as you do take that step to change, your Wheel of Fortune will turn around and you will have all the luck and joy in the world. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. What a lovely reading. Okay, let's finish this reading with a message from Spirit, from the Starseed Oracle. Can we please have a message to finish this, please, Spirit? Last word from you on this. Okay, and what we have is the Earthed card. And what this says is, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. And that to me is a message saying to us that we're here to learn, okay? We're here to learn. We're here to learn from this life all the things that our soul needs to learn in order to grow, okay? And we're in the world, but we're not of it. So we're learning here as human beings, okay? We're experiencing things so that our soul will grow. But what this card reminds us is that, yes, we're here on earth, but we're also more than just human, okay? Because we all have a spirit. And what we're going through here on earth, even though it might be uncomfortable at times, okay? It might be sad at times with these Five of Cups, okay? But it's for our own soul development, and that's what this card is telling me today, okay? So even though we might feel like some of the things we're going through in life are difficult or challenging, okay, they're so important because they're going to develop us spiritually at the end of the day, okay? And this is what this card is telling me. So learning how to be human in the world but not of it. So we need to remember that we're doing everything for our spiritual growth here, okay? Having these experiences so our spirit can grow and develop. And that is the message this week. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, remember to hit that thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss another reading. And if this reading didn't resonate with you, then gently let it go and come back next week for new energies. And if this reading did resonate with you, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to chat with you. I love chatting about readings and how we all interpret the cards differently and get messages in different ways. And if you're interested in a personalised reading, I'm doing personalised video readings at the moment, and the details are all in the description below. And until next time, have a good week. You're going to have challenges, okay? But don't let grief consume you this week, and don't be afraid to make the changes that need to be made this week. Enjoy your week, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next reading.